AT fans, Monk here. Today's Monk Bite is on a very important topic. Hiker stench and what you can do about it. Okay, first of all, and by the way, this topic comes to us. This is a special request from Angie, Angie from Maine, who I met hiking in the White Mountains. Angie, this Monk Bite's for you. So first of all, hiker stench. It is real and it is nasty. Okay, I want you to think about a time that you've been in an elevator, let's say with 5 or 6 people, and there's somebody who's stinking it up pretty bad. And you hold your breath because you think you're gonna die and you're only going up 5 or 6 floors. I want you to take that memory and think about it and multiply that by 25. And you're somewhere close to how foul hiker stench is. It is a musky, funky, pungent odor that is so disgusting. Sometimes when I was in the bush, I wouldn't see the hiker ahead of me, but I would smell them 200 yards before I caught up to them, and I could barely breathe. Like, you know, it was so gross. And so the monk made a decision. I said, no, I'm not going to smell that way. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I'm going to give you 2 ideas on what you can do if you're a thru hiker or a section hiker out there for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is, and how you can mitigate, the hiker stench and maintain some sense of hygiene on the trail. Okay, number 1, there's 2 sources of hiker stench. One is, of course, our body, right? Pretty obvious when you smell that way. Number 2, and actually the most significant source of hiker stench is your equipment. If you talk to any shuttle driver or people on the trail, they will tell you it is the pack and all the nasty funkiness in the pack odor that just gets embedded in there, and that's where the primary source of like relentless stench comes. Like if you were to look at it, you could see the fumes of the stench coming off, the equipment. Okay, so number 1, what did I do? I cleaned my equipment. Whoa, there's an idea. Yeah, so when I got off the trail, which is probably an average every 3-4 days, I'd go to some seedy hotel or a hostel, but at least once a week, maybe sometimes it would be like every 2 weeks, I addressed my equipment. I took everything out, and if I was in a hotel, I would just get the bathtub. It doesn't matter, shampoo, soap, whatever they got, it doesn't matter. I'd clean my backpack, I'd clean my tent, I'd rinse it off. Everything that was in my pack, I would do the same thing, clean it, rinse it off. Obviously your clothes, throw them in the washer, you're good to go. Ideally, if you're like at a hostel or a hotel and there's any kind of a hose outside, that's perfect. But I would make sure I always addressed my equipment. So my equipment for almost the entire thru hike stayed relatively clean. Rarely, really almost never did my equipment smell. Like obviously when I was out there for 5-6 days, yeah, it would smell, but then I would address it, when I got off the trail. Secondly, of course, our personal hygiene. And that is pretty easily addressable, I found, to be quite honest. Obviously, every 3-4 days I got off the trail, I prioritized taking a shower and washing my funky stuff. Okay, not hard. And if for some reason there was, usually on the trail, they recognize the needs of thru hikers. There are washing machines available. But in case there wasn't, I would just do something in the sink of the hotel where I just soap it up, shampoo it, same way with equipment. I dry it. Sometimes I use the dryer that they have in the hotel rooms for like a quick dry. And then I would hang it up overnight, put it on, good to go. The other thing I would do is on the trail, if I'd been out in the woods for a while, once I get to the second day or so, you're always going by water sources. So I always carried a little bit of biodegradable soap with me, and I would just do a little cleanup. I would also wash my shirt, and sometimes I'd wash my shorts. Just take them off, do a little biodegradable soap, put them on, and some people say, "Oh my God, aren't they wet?" Well, let me tell you something about thru hiking. You're always wet. Okay, either you're sweating or it's raining. Or if it's dry that day, you're gonna dry pretty quickly. My shirt weighed 3 ounces. My shorts were fast drying too. So not a big deal, and I didn't stink, most importantly. So, trying to think what else. Oh, in terms of me, a big thru hiker thing is to grow beards, like men grow beards. And in fact, when people saw me on the trail, one of the biggest compliments they ever gave me, they'd say, "Monk, you don't look like a thru hiker. You don't smell like a thru hiker." In fact, they were like doubting I was, and I'd say, "Thank you." But a lot of the guys, they grow these beards. Okay, number one for me, not a good look. It doesn't come in evenly. I got 6 different colors of hair. It's gray, it's brown, it's blonde. I don't know what's going on there. So I just personally preferred to shave. But also, when you consider how gross it is, like the food and the sweat and ticks, what do ticks like? Ticks like to be in warm, hairy spaces. Yeah, oh no, not for me. So I carried a light razor with me, and whenever I could, every 3-4 days I was off the trail, I would shave. I never shaved on the trail, but the longest I went, I think, was about 7 days of growth. I would do that. I carried a little thing of deodorant, antiperspirant with me, and I'd use that occasionally, just probably more psychological than anything else. But that's what worked for me. The truth is, it's not that hard. You can do it. Psychologically, emotionally, I felt better when I didn't stink, and I could go into restaurants and not feel really bad that I was being very offensive. So that's today's Mug Bite on hiker stench and what you can do about it. Let me know, comments, questions. Happy to answer them for you. This is Monk out.